Have you ever heard something groaning in the night? How about a cold chill on the nape of your neck? Or perhaps the creaking of your walls is becoming more and more intense? If you answered yes to any of these, you may need to call a repairman. I think your insulation may have worn down. It'll be affecting the pipes soon. But if you're already cleared from your insulation, then all of that could be signs of a spooky ghost Vtuber. But not just any ghost Vtuber. A spooky, scary skeleton ghost Vtuber. Like Honeko. The life of this sort of Vtuber begins back with her life. Back when Honeko was alive, she was a woman known as British Miku, a cousin of the far more successful Hatsune Miku. British Miku was more akin to a public nuisance than the musical diva of her virtual family member. She would break laws of all sorts, both the more serious ones like not bringing a hunting knife into a place of business, to the less dangerous but still very much real ones, such as not flying a kite in a public space. Britain actually has all kinds of wacky laws like that. My favorite is the one about not using a salmon in a suspicious manner. Monty Python was not a comedy troupe. It was a documentary series, really. You're probably wondering how British Miku ended up kicking the bucket. It's hard to say, as she doesn't like talking about it. Perhaps she insulted the Wensleydale cheesemongers during the Jack of the Greenfields celebration, bringing a decade of bad luck upon herself. Or she was unlawfully building a shed atop a fairy circle, and the mischievous fae got their revenge. Until she is able or willing to be more forthcoming about her fate, we must assume she died the way most British citizens do. Mr. Blobby spontaneously manifested in her room and ate her alive. He doesn't often come for those below the age of 55, his wrath being saved for the ones who betrayed him by growing old and feeble. But he does make exceptions. Whatever it was, British Miku is gone, and her ghost now wanders the lands of her birth. What is she getting up to that is keeping her around? What unfinished business does she have here on the mortal plane? If we take a look at her activities after death, we can get a sense that she greatly enjoys bringing imagery into existence in forms often referred to as drawings. Is it perhaps that these are moments from her life she is recounting? Or perhaps dreams she wished to fulfill before her time was up? Whatever the case may be, they are very, very horny. Honeko displays a type of behavior often referred to as touch starvation. It is very likely that this is a result of her time spent as a ghost. Ghosts can't touch very much. Hard to do when you're made of wisps of soul essence. That's not to say they can't touch anything, nor find ways to get down and freaky beyond the grave. For example, a very popular film displays this very type of relation. Please do not tell Honeko about it. She might get ideas. Horrible ideas. Honeko seems very close to the other sorts of undead types, not just ghosts, but as I said, skeletons as well. Living skeletons are seemingly some of her favorites, but it's hard to see why. The Great Corpse Wars were a brutal affair, where various types of undead clashed in ways unseen of before or since. We can thus assume Honeko was more of a peacekeeper during these trying times. A diplomat, perhaps, or even a zealot whose intense distrust or fear of the living circumvented any personal disagreements she may have had with other forms of undead. We certainly hope it's the former case, as things would get very messy very quickly if someone as influential as British Miku were to have gripes with the living. Just remember, life is shorter than we think it is. You never know when your number will come up. Live life to the fullest, and maybe if you're lucky, you can end up like Honeko here, continuing to live even after your mortality catches up to you. Cowards die many times before their death. Don't be what gets in your own way. Also, remember to get that insulation checked.